of you are new to play? How many of you were using it last year? Okay. Okay. So what about you? What's your comfort level?
I'm fairly. I've used. I'm an adjunct here too, so I use it for some of my courses.
Okay.
The first year I used it. I think this is the second year I've been on it. First year was a little rough, but I think last year I got a little more confident.
Okay. So as we're talking, feel free to interrupt and say, hey, this worked for me, or I like him, and just give these guys some insight into what, you were also.
Yeah, for years, I guess, and it's just it's good. I mean, Jeff has everything out there. You just go out to your course material. That's why I turned that off before you were talking about getting it off the camera. And then the grading in it and stuff and everything, for 124. I mean, I guess I know what you need to know to do my. It's kind of like when I do with a computer. I only use what I really need to use. I'm sure there's other stuff that I don't know that I could use.
You've had some experience, and how about?
I'm on neophyte.
Okay. So you've never used it at all? Okay.
I've never seen the training training before, but I've never actually used it, so I don't know real well.
Have you used other learning management systems? Blackboard, Angel, Moodle? Okay. That experience will help you. So, Jeff, are you logged into Plato?
I can be. In fact, I have all these guys have at least a preliminary 124 course.
So if you can follow along with him, so that, because we need to see if all of you can log in. So,
Yeah, so, first of all, if you want to turn on these machines, and I should have said that.
So, well, while they're booting, okay, we'll talk a little bit about this page. In the past, the high school instructors used this guest. Okay, you may have had a user ID that was maybe lowercase Jeff dot Rankinen or something like that. Okay, the college has qualified all of you as employees now, so that you'll use the PCT account option just like your students do.
So if we, like last year, I logged in guest and I had my account. Would I log in? That's already transferred into the PCT account now, would I?
We attempted in the spring to take whatever you had on your PC Now old high school account and add those courses to your new account. Do you have your logins?
Yeah, I think I remember mine.
It's going to be the same one you use to log into the computer.
It's not this.
So we got
I don't remember it.
Well, it's probably something new. Yeah. So on the sheet that they gave you, username is going to be whatever printed there, and your temporary password is going to be what's there.
And that's the same password for
Yes.
this.
Now,
That should come out.
it's going to prompt you to change it to something of your choosing. Did they give you a paper?
Well, I didn't bring it.
No, she gave it to us this morning.
Yeah, this morning. I don't think I got it.
What?
Was it in your folder?
No, I think it was with those other papers.
Jeff, is there a paper up there that has like logins and stuff in it?
What about the rest of it? You're in. Is Bev still here?
Let's see, high school teachers accounts. Let me look to see. So for example, when I log in here,
Jack's still in the hallway here, I asked him to stop down. In case, that she needs to get. Okay, so.
This is, let's see.
I didn't use a Penn College email last year.
You didn't have one.
Okay, okay. So will this one, like, if we continue this program, is it gonna
Yes.
change?
Yeah, these are official accounts
Okay.
that, gives you a Penn College email account, which you don't have to use, but you may want to check it periodically. And I don't know if, Jeff, what your communication lines are with them. Do they use their school emails or?
You did the school, so Mitch, you're trying to get logged in.
Yeah.
Your account name is, MXS17, so that's gonna be your user. It's just that I don't know what first, is your default password to start?
No, I think they're unique. So, I mean, were your two related the same? Any of your passwords?
Your initial password.
I
You don't remember, anybody remember your,
Deb gave
I
a
don't
sheet
think-
out there.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I used to log into.
I mean, that,
Yeah, they're
college.
different. Is your search will have to be your
Oh,
search will
okay.
be, so.
that probably is unique.
That worked for me. So, I mean, I'm not into Plato yet, but,
And this is from Chris.
that's from Deb.
Well, but it's,
Yeah, that's gonna be the official one.
right, but for like Mitch, I'm just wondering if this possibly is.
I don't think so, because he started with an F and they started with an
Oh,
W.
okay, so it won't be.
So, that's up in the hall here, so.
Oh, okay.
She'll-
She's stuff. Okay, we'll give everybody. But that's at least the start, so you'd be, any college, as 17, she's gonna be your account agent. And, what else, so I can email them at that email and it'll come to Play-Doh.
The learn,
Yeah,
your,
link up on the right.
Oh, there.
each of you has a pct.edu email address. Within Play-Doh, you're gonna have the same username at learn.pct.edu, and that's gonna come into Play-Doh.
So you use the same one that you logged into the system?
Same username, password, again, system, same
So-
username.
That's the same for Penn College faculty, so I'm gonna have a J Rankin
Yes.
at Learn that
Yes.
piece, okay.
And so the students.
Okay.
Mitch does not have these credentials. We rarely tell him what his username is, but he doesn't know what the temporary is.
Okay. I'm gonna need him to come down to Rick's office and call the help desk, because they won't give it to me. So I'll have him do that, then he'll be back and he should have it, okay?
All right. Thank you.
Sure, not a problem. And in the future, Kim, that's what we need to do, we need to get all around. Okay, all right. Come on down the hall and I'll get your telephone.
So that's at least, making progress.
Takes
So-
time, doesn't it?
What this official account gives you is, you'll log into Play-Doh the same way your students do. Is everybody?
This is online. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Go back to my home.
Yep.
And on that login page, right below it, there's a link that says forgot password. And so whether you or your students forgot your password, you'd be able to click on that and it'll take you to the steps to reset, okay? That you identify yourself. Now, one of the questions that when she comes back with him, if you click on the PCT account, it took you right in, you can see it's already logged in. But, one of the things that we realized yesterday, I did a training for Denise Leeds Web Development Group, is that if they need to reset a password, it asks them what their student ID number is, their 777 number. It asks them what their birthday is, and it asks them the last four of their social. But somebody said that that would not work with their students, our high school students, because their socials are not registered. Okay, so in that case, they're gonna need to call the help desk.
Yeah, that was an issue for me last year. I mean, I had a class, they were driving me a little crazy, but,
Right.
I mean, over vacations and stuff, they'd come back and they'd forget their password. And
Along
I
with
was
their
like,
locker
write it down,
combinations.
put it in your drawer, keep
But
it.
they never forget their cell phone.
Oh, no, that one, yeah, you got that, they got that one. Yeah.
But, for you, that would work. If you had continued, Jeff, this is what it asked them. And apparently with the high school students, if that, those four digits there, so, I think in that case, they got to call the help desk and, somebody. Okay, now you, this other work, okay, if you forget what it is. The other thing is your students from last year, we had same students, their Play-Doh password couldn't expire because we get prompted every now and then to create a new password. And so theirs couldn't have expired. And if that's the case, they would need to call the help desk and they'll re-enable it and get it started. Okay. Your new official account also gives you access to Madigan Library online, just like your students have, so that if you would want to have them go out there and do something in the library online, if there's a journal or something you want them to read. It also gives you access to our portal, which, Jeff, can you open up another tab in the portal? Pages default. So this is a brand new book, just went fresh on Monday. They're still working on some bugs, but your students are going to see a student version of the portal and you'll see this employee version. But there's lots of resources in here that, and news that if you are struggling with something or, that if it's pertinent to your class, especially if they're going to come here, it would be good for them to be familiar with the portal. The other thing that it gives you access to is Belinda.com. Anybody familiar with Belinda?
I use it all.
Okay.
And we're gonna do a little, we're gonna show it a little bit on
Okay.
our Arduino project, because Linda has a nice video.
So how about go ahead and click on the Linda thing, the little icon there, and see if you can log in with your credentials. So just click.
Well, we should be able to go right in.
Oh, on this?
Yes.
Oh.
Since we're already on, actually it does.
The high school instructors I was with yesterday could not log in here. They had something to do with the way the account was being passed to Shibboleth.
Of course, home.
Yeah, I just went in through Play-Doh and it must use the same password. Just clicked on that.
Oh, there's a link right in Play-Doh?
Right on the page, and
There-
I just clicked on that and it took me right in. And
There is a link in Play-Doh, and there's also a link on the portal. So I'm going to pause here and let
What do they,
Mitch get
what do
started.
they want? I'm not complex enough. How many letters do they
I think minimum
I think it's
date.
8. It's 8.
you gotta have a cap
Yeah,
letter
with a cap
too.
and a symbol in it.
Because I didn't
It's
have
not
a
exactly
cap
what
in
a
it,
number.
didn't take
I
mine.
think.
And I'll be surprised if it doesn't want a number and a symbol.
But yeah, it did work without it.
So, like Jeff is showing up here on the screen, there's a link within Play-Doh to Linda, or there's a link on the portal. Okay, either one is going to take you out there where these tutorials are. And I'm glad to see that you were able to get in, because I didn't have any at the beginning yesterday, I only had 3, but none of them could get in, so maybe they fixed that overnight. But there's tutorials on anything and everything else. And Jeff, do you wanna just, talk a little bit about how you use it for your classes?
Okay, for example, like we're gonna be using, well, first of all, Linda is more of an IT business-based drafting, website where YouTube gives you everything under the sun. Linda is very professionally done videos with, transcripts, and it's keyed, it's closed captions, so for, your ADA, act, which Penn College, we're, very serious about that. It's one of the things when I do my videos for you guys, I have to get really concerned about the ADA. I may even have to work on get those closed captions.
We'll talk about that.
I share them. So anyway, but Linda, you can be assured that everything is really good. Like we're gonna talk about, here's our Arduino, his Excel tips. So you guys like Office, we do Excel. I mean, I just like when I'm cleaning the horse stalls or something, I load the Linda app on my smartphone and I listen to stuff. I don't watch it all the time. It's just great to feed your mind with stuff. And this is some of the ones you see keeps a track of your history. You can have a little playlist by category. I have a Java playlist, other playlists. But we're going to do talk a little bit about this Arduino during our training because this is something new that I want to start with. And it, of course, it narrates the video.
The latest version of the Arduino software from the
And you can see it's transcripted, so you can actually read.
Arduino.cc website.